Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about my first impressions and testing out the Rossi Nails Glam Your Nails Mystery Box Kit. So this kit was actually gifted to me in PR from Rossi Nails in exchange for some pictures and things like that. And I wanted to do a video kind of testing this out because I've never used a dip powder product before. So I wanted to see, if you are a complete newbie like me, how easy would this be to work with? I want to show you the video where I attempt to use this product, and then we're going to come back and talk about my final thoughts. So today we are going to be doing a first impressions with this little kit right here. This is the Glam Your Nails Secret Mystery Box, which comes from Rossi Nails. Rossi Nails is a dip powder product, and this was given to me by Rossi Nails, so I did not pay for this, but I wanted to do a video kind of walking through, like, if you've never done dip powder before, how you would do it. So I am 100% brand new to this whole process. This may come out really horrible. This video may never see the light of day, but I wanted to at least give it a try. So in this little box, you get these 4 products here. So you get a nail powder. The one that I got is in Manhattan, which appears to be kind of like a purpley shade. And then you get a base coat, an activator, and a top coat. So we are going to give this a try today. Lord help us. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take just like a little nail buffer and buff over all of my nail beds to make sure that they're ready for this whole process. So the first step of this process is to apply the layer of base coat, and then you're going to dip the nail into the glam powder and then apply a second layer of base coat. So my understanding from just a quick video that I watched is that when you put this base coat on, you want to start kind of midway down the nail, and then with each subsequent layer kind of build backwards so that you get kind of a nice smooth transition onto the nail bed, as opposed to like a super thick kind of like bump of nail powder. So that's what I'm going to try to do. You can see here, although my light is kind of washing it out, that this is kind of a violet purple, kind of a warm toned purple color that we're going to be working with. And then it does say you can kind of brush the fingers off, so I do just have like a big powder brush from BH Cosmetics. Obviously you could use any single brush you want, but this is an old brush that I know I'm not going to need. With the fact that this is going to be going into an acrylic powder and getting into the fibers of the brush, I don't want to pick a brush that I might again later use for my face. So then I just want to kind of dust away the excess. And that looks like a good start. So then what I want to do is split the difference about halfway back the nail from where the nail is blank to where the nail actually has color on it, and I'm going to apply a second layer. I don't often do nail videos because I don't have a great setup for nail videos in terms of like my lighting and stuff, but this is okay. Right. And gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is like terrible framing for this. Okay, and so here is then the second coat, And I'm just going to go ahead and dust the nails off again. Okay, and there's the second coat. So what I'm going to do now is go in for a third coat and try to take it as close back to my cuticles as I can, and then dip the powder through. And you'll notice I'm only doing my left hand because I am right-handed, and I think this will be much easier to do on my left hand than my right hand. So that's the hand I want to show you guys, of course. You want to be really careful not to get this base onto your actual skin, because then you will get the acrylic powder onto your skin, and that would be not so helpful. Okay, and so that is what the nails are looking like. The color is a little bit washed out in, at least in my viewfinder, but on my physical nail it looks kind of like a nice soft kind of lilac-y shade. It's very pretty. Did miss, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I did miss just a little bit right there on that nail, so I'm going to try to just dip that part here. That's what this hand is looking like. I am going to let this side dry and try to repeat the same thing on this hand before we go in with the activator and then the top coat. So give me just a few minutes and I will be right back. And so this is the exact reason why I was saying earlier that you would want to be really careful with which brush you selected. Of course, because this acrylic is wet, when you're brushing things away, you're going to get some transfer. So I do have a little bit of transfer in this brush now, and it's not the end of the world for me because this is not a brush I was ever planning to use on my face. So this is just going to be kind of a dedicated nail brush at this point. But as you can see, I've got all 10 nails done, and I'm surprised actually at the fact that it wasn't too hard to do my right hand. I mean, definitely takes, you know, some steadiness with your work there. So the next step then is to coat a layer of the activator, which is this step right there, and then gently buff the nails to kind of get some of the unevenness if there was like a clump of powder in one place and not another, just to kind of bring some of that unevenness down. I do have some of that, at least for sure, in this nail, but I'm sure it's a little bit in all of these nails. So let's go ahead and do that next. Okay. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I do actually have a little bit that had sort of run over the side of my nail on this fingernail on this side. So I can kind of feel it like attached to my skin. That's not good. But otherwise I think this side looks pretty decent. Let's go ahead and do the activator on the other side and clean this side up. So you can see on my thumb here, there's a little bit of like an erosion there where I think there was like extra powder, and then I kind of like chipped it away compared to my other thumb that doesn't have that same little erosion pattern there. So I'm going to try to buff that out just a little bit. But I think in general the rest of the nails, they're looking pretty good. And I think this is, in this lighting here, is a little bit better color representation of what the actual color looks like on my nails coming through on the video. There. Okay, so I think that now that I've got the this kind of filed down to the best of my abilities, I'm ready for a layer of top coat. I think you can see on my thumbs the actual like color representation of the nails better than what's on my fingertips, just because of the light and the shadow. It's definitely like a really soft lilac color, but I think it's really pretty. So let's go ahead and try the top coat next, or I guess the top coat next. And that is my finished manicure. Let me get all of my fingers in here. And you can see it's got this really pretty nice lilac color. I definitely can see areas, you know, that show my level of experience in terms of, you know, like some thick and thin areas that the light kind of reflects a little differently off of. I know on my thumb you can kind of still see that area that's a little discolored. But I think for a very, very first attempt, never having done anything from from nail kits before, I think this is a pretty good attempt, and I think the nails came out pretty good. Okay, and as you can see, the directions are pretty straightforward. You're going to buff your nails kind of to get that outer shine top coat off of your nails. You're going to apply this in a couple of layers, dipping with the powder and the base coat alternating back and forth. Then use the activator and kind of buff it down to smooth out any ridges or bumps or anything that looks a little bit irregular. You want to be really careful not to get anything on your actual skin, because that then can harden the acrylic onto your skin and feel very uncomfortable. And then when you're all finished, you put a top coat on. Now, after I did my nails, which I did them in this kind of like lilac-y shade, which is what came with the product that I got. I believe the shade is called Manhattan. After I did that, I did go ahead and add glitter to a couple of the nails. So I did like a full glitter middle finger, ironically. I did just the tip of this one, and then I did the thumb and a ring finger on this side. I really had no reason why I chose those nails. I just did. The glitter that I used is actually from the ColourPop In a Trance palette. I don't use pressed glitters on my eyes at all, like full stop. So I'm trying to find ways to make use of those shades so that it doesn't feel like as much of a waste. And applying them to my nails I feel is relatively safe. Again, not the greatest for the environment, which there are other videos talking about that, so I'm not going to get into that. But I have already purchased this palette, so I want to make use of what I can. And then I did top it off with the smooth glitter top coat from EDK, which is an indie nail polish brand. This top coat is designed for like thick chunky glitters like that to kind of smooth everything over, so it gives it like a glossy look instead of having like lots of bumps and ridges and texture on your nails. So if you are looking for a way to kind of get your top coat smoothed out after a chunky glitter like that, consider checking this product out because it's really nice. Okay, and so what are my thoughts on the actual nail product? I like it. I was pleasantly surprised because I wasn't sure what to expect with dip nails. I've never done dip nails before. Even in a salon, I've never done dip nails. So, you know, I've seen other videos where I thought, you know, this looks pretty straightforward. I'm a moderately intelligent person. I should be able to figure this out. But when I actually got the kit, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh gosh, what if I screw it up? Like, it's going to look terrible. And then it's going to be on for 3 weeks. So I did want to make sure that I did a good job when I sat down to do this, and I think it came out great. Are there some places where I can see, you know, kind of some smooth ridges and things like that? Yeah, I can see a little bit of that texture. It's not perfectly smooth like it might be in a salon. But I also know that the buffing tool that I have is very, very well worn. I mean, you can see this is just like eaten up. So my tools are not optimal to do this. I think if I were going to do it again, I would definitely go get a new like buffing tool so that I had a brand new one to use. The other thing that I will mention is when you are doing the dip powder, you want to brush your nails off in between each round of dipping. And I picked a brush that I'm no longer going to use for my face because it does get some acrylic like kind of embedded into the brush, and I don't want to then try to put that on my face at some point. So I picked a big brush that I don't mind getting rid of, and in fact I was letting my kids play with this brush for a while, so this is not a brush I was intending to put on my face, and I'm going to use that for, you know, kind of brushing off the nails, the fingertips, behind the nail bed. But I would recommend choosing a brush that you no longer need or want to use on your face for that type of application, so that if you do get acrylic in it, it's not the end of the world. Overall, I think that this product line is pretty cool. I would definitely be interested in picking up other colors. This kit that I got is a mystery color, so they sent me just a shade at random, and I think the shade that they picked out is nice. It's kind of like a soft lilac kind of shade, so I think it's workable for spring. I think it's a nice color, and it's not something that you're going to look at for, you know, 2-3 weeks and be like, oh my god, I can't stand looking at this anymore. So I am overall very happy with this product, and I definitely think if you are interested in trying out a dip nail product that you should check out these little kits. I will see if I can find the pricing information for these down below. If not, I'll just leave a link to Rossi Nails so that you can check that out directly. I'm not being paid to film this product, and I'm not being like mandated to like the product, but they did send me the product to review and to take pictures for them. So I wanted to make sure that that was pretty clear. What else? I think that's it. I think I'm really happy with this product. So let me know if you guys have tried dip nails down below. Is there something that you recommend? I've seen a couple of the dip kits that have like the really chunky glitters in them, and now I really want to try one of those. So you guys will have to leave me some recommendations down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to catch you in my next video. Bye!